We are going underwater today to look at different rigging methods for a plastic worm. How much of a difference is there? Does a worm weight Texas rig behave a lot differently than a fixed jig head? What I'm looking at specifically today is the action of the worm and how it sits. We have a sandy bottom composition here, and I know different lake beds will make a difference, but hopefully this will give us a starting point to see what's going on, and then you can do what's best for your situation. I used a super finesse worm made from Elastec, and it's in June bug, so my hope is you can see it better. First up is a regular Texas rig with a worm weight, both pegged and unpegged. I know when dragging a worm, the peg doesn't really matter as much as, let's say, on a fall, but I know folks are going to want to see both. So here is the unpegged version. The worm behaves a lot like we would expect. It scoots along the bottom, kicking up silt and debris, and slides right along really well. Well, here is the pegged version. It basically looks the exact same. And here they are on a split screen so you can really compare the two. A classic rigging method that has caught probably millions of fish over the years. But one thing I do want you to take note is that the worm, even this Elastec Super Finesse worm, pulls along the bottom fairly flat with the traditional worm weight Texas rig. Well, next up is going to be two different jig heads. We have a tour grade mag jig head. This is more of a stand-up style, so let's go ahead and take a look. Right away, you can see that the worm definitely has more clearance off the bottom. Even as I drag it along and the tail dips down, the center of the body of the lure is up off the bottom of the lake bed. This should really help with visibility. And when you pause the worm, that tail lifts right up. If you have a lot of muck and debris, kind of like here, this, in my opinion, does make for a more visible presentation. Well, here is another jig head. This has the more typical worm weight type of a look. When we watch underwater, it has a very similar presentation as the mag head. It too lifts the body of the worm up better than a traditional Texas rig with worm weights. This head is a lot narrower, which can be better for grass, while the mag head's wider profile would perform better around, let's say, a rocky type of lake or riverbed. Well, here is a wobble head or swinging football head. We've done several videos on this head in a rocky situation in the past, but I wanted to try it out with this sandy and more mucky bottom composition. Well, it may be a subtle difference, but to me, it does appear that the tail has a lot more vibration or small movements to it. And the reason for that is the floating plastic is able to rise up more without a rigid connection to the weight. So even a non-traditional location to fish a swing head like this, the added lift to the worm and hook bouncing around is something definitely to keep in mind. Go ahead and drop your favorite rigging method for a plastic worm down below. And hey, if you would like to watch a video that goes over 5 alternative lures for the popular shaky head, go ahead and check this one out right here, and make sure that you go out and encourage someone today. You never know how you might just change their life. For the Bass Fishing Life, I'm your host, Steve Rogers.